¿Cómo están ustedes? En este video vamos a hablar de las tareas para el 17 de junio y las evaluaciones para el 21 de junio. So, hi class, in this video we're going to talk about the homework, the prácticas that are due el 17 de junio, which is today, y las evaluaciones, which are due on the 21 de junio. Now, for the ones that are due today, I'm taking those through viernes. It'll still say faltante, or it'll still say late, but I will still take them through viernes. So let's jump into what they are. Vamos a ver. So aquí estamos en semana 2. We had día 3, el 15 de junio. We just completed día 4. Let's see what we have to do esta semana. So we have dos actividades o dos prácticas de vocabulario. La primera actividad es llenarle el espacio con la medida apropiada, the appropriate measurement. So this is about knowing how to measure out cooking and a little bit more about math than maybe you want it, unless you really are into math. So I blank, or I 16 blank en un galón. So how many blank are in a gallon? In order to find the vocabulario that you need, puedes ir al libro de texto. So, esta información, I believe, is, let's make sure it's in the 30s, I believe. Get this to work. Let's try it. 38. Okay, so we have vocabulario sobre adjetivos que describen la comida. These are adjectives that describe comida. You'll need that. But we want to talk about medidas, measurement. So we have preparación en la comida. Here we are. Medida en la cocina. These are the palabras that you'll need mainly for that activity. Okay. So that's práctica 32. It's part of the evaluación, or not part of the evaluation, just a homework assignment. It's práctica 33, and this video is not showing up, so I'm glad I'm looking at it in student view. Let's go over to my view so you can see what you need to see. So aquí tenéis una vista previa. Here's a preview. You're going to see this video, and then you're going to answer questions about it. Es respuesta o opción múltiple, optional multiple choice. And con estos videos, you can, I think it's on YouTube, you can slow it down and understand it a little bit better if you want, or you can play it as many times as you want. So let's move on to the next práctica, which has to do with la gramática. Estructuras gramaticales. So we don't want to go there. I believe there are 4 of those that you want to complete. So here we are, 35. I eliminated 34. There's not one of those. Here we're talking about the present perfect. So in other words, we need to be familiar with the verb haber, as in has, hemos, habéis, han. So those are the 6 conjugations. And every sentence, every question is going to ask you quién, who in your life has done this, done that. You want to answer that so-and-so, I, this person, that person has, or they have done that. Por ejemplo, as a model, ¿quién en tu vida ha tomado? There's our nexus right there. Ha tomado clases en la universidad. Mis hermanos y yo hemos tomado en las clases de la universidad. You could have answered mis hermanos, but you would need to say han tomado. And you could say yo, it would be he tomado. Tomado would stay the same in both cases because it's just a participle. It's kind of like he said, I said the same. He has said, I have said. So he has taken, I have taken, they have taken, I have taken. How about we? So we use the nosotros form. So you have unas oraciones there, some sentences there. You want to answer using the present perfect. And maybe you're asking, where is that in the textbook? I'll show you. Yeah, página 40. So you want to go to página 40 to review that. You can also review it in the section called Apuntes de clase, class notes. So let's look at 36. Escribe una lista de 10 acciones que tú y la gente que conoces nunca han hecho. En español. Usa el presente perfecto. So you're going to use the present perfect tense. So things that you have done, never done, or someone else in your life has never done. Una lista de 10 acciones. So here's an example. Nunca he saltado de un avión, de un avión. It should be un avión. I'll make that correction. So yeah, I've never jumped out of a plane. Good for you. Hope you don't ever have to do that. But he saltado, that's the correct there. You can also say, mi hermano nunca ha saltado. If you present another person, you need to put that before nunca. If it's just yourself, you can start with nunca. Or you can start with yo. Yo nunca he saltado de un avión. Here's a few more examples just to help you out. I've never ridden a bull, right? I've never flown in a helicopter. So this is, you can pick anything. You can write things that you have done, just present it as though you haven't, right? You can be imaginative. Okay, that's 36. There's a couple more before we go on to the evaluaciones. Here's 37. Go to studyspanish.com, and you want to create a unique quiz. And you need 95% or higher, and it's already there listed on present perfect. So there are multiple perfect tenses. There's present, past, and future perfect. We just want to do present for now. You want to make the prueba or quiz for 25 preguntas. I recommend including vosotros y vosotras because those conjugations are important too. And finalmente, pronunciación. This is to help you separate vowel sounds. En español, cada vocal tiene sonido. Every vowel has a sound. So you want to practice doing that and repeat the words that you see on the recording as best you possibly can. So that's the prácticas para el 17 de junio. I'll take them through el 18 as a reminder. That's día 6, we're not there yet. Okay, so we've just completed día 4, and now, before we come back for día 5, we want to do resumen de la unidad 1. So we want to do our evaluación. I've eliminated evaluación de expresión, if you saw that earlier. So there are only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, y 5. So let's look at the first one, evaluación interpretativa. You have a word bank here. You want to fill in the conversación. When you click to start this one, you want to click the word or type in the word that best fits. So you have a conversation, A and B conversation. You fill in the blanks with the appropriate word. So expresión or evaluación interpretativa 2. By the way, that first one is making plans with others. This is giving excuses. Oh, I can't. How about this time? Let's do this. You want to go do this? No, gotta wash my hair. It's doing that type of thing. Accepting and rejecting offers. So parte 2, interpretativa 2, expressing likes and dislikes, interests. This has to do with using verbs como gustar. So you want to familiarize yourself with the following. Let's go back to the textbook. Yo creo que estamos en la página 28, if my memory serves me correctly. And it did not there. So, oh, here we are, 25. Verbos como gustar. So, el verbo gustar generalmente usa dos formas, gusta y gustan. And you always use these before them. Me, te, le, nos, os, o les. You want to use one of those. So you're going to be saying me gusta or me gustan, te gustan, le gustan, so forth. Nos gusta, nos gustan, os gustan, and so forth. But it's not always going to be gustar. These verbs only use these two forms as well. Bien. So I'll say those two forms. Since you're watching this video, you at least deserve, some kind of premio, right? Premium. Encanta, encantan. So it's going to be like me encantan, depending on what it is. Here it's nos encanta. Why is it just encanta? Why is it not encantamos? Because it's not the thing, it's not the person, it's the thing. And that thing is la pizza. It's singular, one. So it's going to be la pizza encanta nos, which you can read these backwards. Pizza enchants us. Dar igual. It looks different, but don't be afraid of it. You're using the two conjugations with the verb. Da, dan. Me, da igual. Doesn't matter to me. Disgusta, disgustan. There it is right there. Importa, importan. Molesta, molestan. And by the way, this verb simply means to bother. It is where we get the word, I don't even want to say it, but to molest in Espanol, in English, but it's not the same thing. Yeah, it's totally benign in Espanol. Not so much in English. Caer bien, cae o caen. Yeah. Bien is not a verb. It just goes along with the verb, right? Igual is not a verb. It just goes along with it. Fascinar, interesar. Quedar, faltar. And some of these can be reflexive, as in caerse, quedarse, and you mainly want to focus on these on up. If you want to limit, if you want to have an idea of what do I need to really focus on from this section that you see in purple or blue, whatever it shows up as on your screen. So that's all for Interpretativa 2. Interpretativa 3, preparing recetas. Preparación de las recetas. So mira el video y contesta las preguntas en oraciones completas. Here, you can slow down the video as much as you need, and you want to answer according to what she says in el video. And I want to direct you to where you need to go in el libro de texto. Let's go back to, it's like 34. Let's go, figure our mandatos, but here we are con la preparación de la comida, adjectives that describe comida, verbos. This is probably the section you want to look at most. Amasar, añadir, asar. These are acciones that you're going to do in la cocina. Also, medidas, like we did with our práctica, just a few, as I mentioned a few moments ago. And you do want to answer oraciones completas, complete sentences for these. Okay, so let's look at the presentación, evaluación de presentación. Here you're going to escribir una receta en español, write a recipe. You can use the one you've worked on previously. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You must include measurements and ingredientes, and you must write instructions in the usted form. Why the usted form? Because you don't know the person, and the person you're probably writing to or writing the recetas for is probably an adult who can handle the kitchen by themselves as opposed to a child. Bien. So you don't want to write it in English and have some kind of app or person translate it for you, because your English is higher than your Espanol right now. And what I want to see, what you all want to show, it sounds counterproductive, but I want to see your elementary to Espanol. I don't want to see a translation of your sophisticated college level English translated into Espanol. We always know. And so do your best. You get more points for doing that and you just grow faster that way. So, una receta, and for evaluación interpersonal, I should say, paso 1, escribe 10 preguntas usando el presente perfecto. 10 questions using the present progressive, or present perfect. Vas a usar las preguntas con un compañero de clase para saber lo que ha hecho o no ha hecho. So we're going to ask, have you done this? Have you done that? We kind of did this in clase, but they were mandates. Here are the questions. ¿Has comprado comida en el supermercado? And your partner would answer, yes, I have, or no, I haven't. And you could make them into 2 form. If you want to do the usted form, that's fine also. But you want to write 10 preguntas. We won't do this in clase. We won't do this until martes in clase, but you can do what you can beforehand so you can have an easier time. And maybe you could ask me, is this a good pregunta or no? And that might expedite the process for you. But you'll have time in clase. We'll take out some time. ¿Has comprado comida en el supermercado? Sí, he comprado. And you want to answer them as best you can. So after you write the pregunta, see how you might answer them to see if your question makes sense. So that's the list of evaluaciones that you have to do. It's due Monday, except for this part. So if you have a concern, Monday, I do have time for a Calendly. All right, so you can contact me on the times that she listed there. And I hope this video has been useful, helpful to you. Sorry it's a little bit long, but just want you all to do the best you can on your evaluaciones. Buena suerte y nos vemos en clase el martes. Hasta luego.